In a lot of economic policy, a lot of economics in general, what is most salient, what appears most obvious, is not the full story. This is a very important illustration of that, I think. I think a second point to emphasize is that taxes have both incentive effects, raising the relative or a cap and trade system, any way in which we establish a price on carbon emissions. There are incentive effects in raising the price of some goods and services or some activities relative to others. There's a slightly separate question, which is the burden. The crucial part of the price mechanism in reducing emissions in a cost-efficient way is the relative price. It's changing the choices that firms and households make. It is not particularly imposing a burden. The money that's collected from a tax or a cap-and-trade system can be given back to households. And if it is given back to households, then that offsets nearly all of the burden while preserving the change in relative prices necessary to motivate changes in behavior. I don't think it offsets literally all of the burden, because as I said, if you're using resources to accomplish goals that are not measured in GDP or measured in income, there will be some net loss. But a very large fraction of the gross costs, the direct costs, can go back to households. They do go back to households. It's a question of how they go back to households, really. They can go back directly. They can go back in various indirect ways. So I think partly what people need to do, and CBO has written to this effect, is to distinguish between the need for changes in relative prices to create incentives and the question of the burden.